I wanted to make this video real quick to help with a question that often comes up on the homework. We want to find a point that's the same distance from these 2 points. First off, know that the point itself, KK, would lie on the line x equals y. And so we're looking for the point in which these two red lines, those distances, would be the same length. We don't really care what those lines' lengths are. We just want to know what point those lines come from, basically. So first, we're going to use a distance formula. We'll use a distance formula to look at the distance between, let's call this point A, point B, point KK will be our point P. So we're going to find the distance between P and A, and that distance needs to be the same as the distance between the point P and B. So applying the distance formula here, we've got square root of the x value for P is K minus the x value for A, which is 5 squared, plus the y value for P is also K minus the y value for A, which is 0. All under the square root, and that equals K, applying the same principles, minus 3 squared plus K minus 1 squared. From here, it's just a matter of algebra. We need to simplify both sides and solve for K. If we square both sides, we can get rid of the square root. In this case, everything on the left is under the square root, and everything on the right is under the square root. So by squaring each, they'll go away. And we'll be left with all that was under the radical by itself. Then simplifying from here, it's fairly straightforward. We've got k squared minus 10k plus 25 plus k squared, that's that one. That's equal to k squared minus 6k plus 9 plus k squared minus 2k plus 1. From here, we need to combine like terms and try to simplify. So we've got 2k squareds on the left minus 10k plus 25. On the right, we've also got 2k squareds. Oops. And we've got two values for k and then two constants. So we combine all those. That's minus 8k plus 10. Now to solve, we've got 2k squared. Those will cancel out, or you can subtract one. Subtract 2k squared from both sides and they'll go away. And I'm going to add my 10k to both sides. So we'll be left with 25 is equal to 2k's plus 10. Lastly, subtract the 10 from both sides. We get 15 is equal to 2k, and k is equal to 15 over 2, or 7 1/2. So again, here's all the algebra, well, most of it that I can fit on the screen right now. And k equals 7/2, or 7 1/2. 7 1/2. That looks roughly accurate. Again, with a hand drawing, you can't get much more, but it's always a good idea to go ahead and look at it, ask yourself if it makes sense. If it was something down here, it wouldn't make too much sense. This definitely looks like a smaller line than this one. If it was something right here, that is a k value that's fairly close to 3, for example, that doesn't make much sense either, because this is obviously a much smaller distance than that one. So we can always judge based on the drawing if it makes sense pretty easily, even if we can't get an accurate answer based on the drawing alone. But based on the algebra, we can get a pretty good idea for what we can get the exact answer for what the K value should be in this case. It's just a little bit lengthy algebra, but as you can see, it starts off looking pretty ugly. And in the end, things get pretty simple, especially after the 2k squareds cancel out, and you're just solving a linear equation of one variable. As usual, if you have any questions, let me know.